It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a very exciting opportunity for me to meet and mingle with some of the top wonderful Jewish writers I've gotten to know. So today's winner for children and youth is The Light Keeper by Second Story Press, written by Sheila, Baslaw, and Karen Levine. It's a story of light, both physical and metaphorical. The story's based on tales Sheila, Baslaw's father, told her about life. I should put my glasses on so I can read this. Life in Perilla, shtetl near Kiev, told from a child's perspective. Their themes: overcoming fears, family responsibility, and the importance of community, are universal. With co-author Karen Levine, the author of Hannah's Suitcase, Baslaw, who is 92, is passing the stories on to the next generation. The atmospheric illustrations, rendered in sepia and earth tones, which really reference the shtetl by Toronto artist Alice Priestley, enrich a tale that touches the heart as it illuminates a chapter of our collective past. And now I would like to welcome to the stage our two authors and illustrator, Karen, Sheila, and Alice. And yes, it's my pleasure. I want to give you, each one of you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. The three of us are very, very honored to be here and to accept this award. We thank the jury very much. And we thank all the wonderful women at Second Story Press, especially Margie Wolf and Fawn Trong, for making this happen. Yes, I agree. As you heard, ours is a story of light in dark times. And we all need light right now. The Light Keeper tells the story of a young boy, Shmuel, who lives in a shtetl in Russia. He wants to help his poor and hungry family, but no one wants to hire a 10-year-old kid. When the miracle of electric light comes to the town for the first time, his curiosity and knowledge mean that he's the only person who can help keep the lights shining. And to do that, he has to conquer a terrible fear. There is a wonderful result. Not to worry. He is transformed. The community is transformed, and his desperate family gets the help it needs. It's a story about problem-solving, risk-taking, the thrill of accomplishment, of personal and community transformation, and of the power of light to give us comfort and hope and to make us feel less alone. I feel more strongly than ever about telling both tough and gentle Jewish stories. These are very hard times for Jews and very hard times for the world. And more than ever, I think we need to remember where we come from, the values of community and of caring for the stranger, of standing against injustice, of speaking out, and about holding light against the darkness, not just for our own people, but for all who suffer, all innocents. Like Shmuel, my co-author Sheila is someone who never gives up. He was 10, but she's actually 93. And like the light that shone in the shtetl square, she's a little bit dazzling. And here she is.
Thank you, Karen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed jurors and fellow writers, and a special welcome to friends and family who are here for me today. I'm thrilled to have been recognized by the Canadian Jewish Literary Award for Youth. I'm in awe of the other winners and grateful to the renowned jurors who selected The Light Keeper, my father Shmuel's story. Thanks to my co-writer Karen Levine for her talent with words and her rich imagination, which she brought to Shmuel's story. Thanks to Margie Wolf at Second Story Press, who saw a spark in the Lightkeeper and ran with it. And thanks to Alice Priestley, who brought this story to life on the page. So many people, Alice, have commented that you visually captured a moment in time. My father was not interested in talking about his childhood in Russia. He would say, they were terrible times. We did not have enough to eat. There were pogroms and anti-Semitism. But to a child, this made my father's story more of a mystery and more interesting. Shmuel's story comes from my father's life. When I read this story to grades 3 and 4 children in the public schools, the children relate to Shmuel's world of poverty, his love of family, and his fight to conquer his fear of heights. At a time in our society when anti-Semitism is on the rise, I'm happy that children hear these universal themes through Shmuel's world. In this story, the fact that Shmuel is Jewish is secondary. The message that comes across is that we Jews are just like everyone else. We live in incredible times when you can be old and still look forward to taking on new challenges. At my readings, I tell the children, I'm 93 years old, and this is my first book. I encourage them to dream big about their futures, and I tell them to never, never give up on their dreams. It takes the shtetl to write and publish a story. I'm grateful to my family, friends, my writing group, the Scribbling Sisters, Karen and Alice, Margie Wolf, and her of the person that's now taking over from Margie, Pam Traub, and all the dedicated people at Second Story Press. Together they make up what I like to call Team Shmuel. Thank you for bringing me to this delicious moment. I'm deeply grateful for this incredible honor.
And Dela. Super. Hope I can read my notes. I, like Karen and Sheila, I am absolutely thrilled that the Lightkeeper is receiving this wonderful recognition. Thank you so much to Rona and the jurors and all the supporters of this award. I also want to say thank you to Second Story Press for inviting me to create the artwork for this story, and to Sheila and Karen for such a lovely story so beautifully told. I'd like to share something I noticed while I was working on the illustrations. I found myself thinking about light as if it were one of the characters in the story. From the stub of candle that Shmuel lights in the darkness before dawn, and the delicate first light of morning when he arrives in the square to fetch water, to the dim lantern light when everyone in the shtetl has assembled to see the street lamps turned on for the first time, and then that sudden dazzling sun in the night of the electric lights greeted with cheers and singing and dancing. The role light plays is practical and useful, but it's also a role of hope and possibility and joy. It's an important role, as it shows us the importance of Shmuel's role as the light keeper. So I have one more thank you to add, and that's to Shmuel and all the light keepers of the world. Thank you.